Uh-oh. Who's live? Whose channel's live right now? It can't be. It absolutely cannot be. But is it? Maybe just. Is it the Matturos? The Matturos live on the YouTubes with Matturos Spooky Bonanza, episode 1. This is pretty freaking epic, brevs. Oh, I'm going to kick off these slippers. These boots are made for walking. And that is not what they'll do. Alright. Here we are. We got the new stream background. Plenty of references to all the books that we've read so far. Well, I say plenty. A couple references to all the books we've read so far. It's all looking good. I love it. I love the stream background. Right, so we have our 2 spooky stories for tonight to kick off Halloween this week. We have our 2 spooky stories, as it says in the title. No End House and Eyeless Jack. No End House is supposed to be the good one, and Eyeless Jack is supposed to be the shit one. I'm just going to load up my Chromebook so I can get these bad boys up on Google. There we go. Load up the plate. Should probably put my Chromebook on charge, make sure it doesn't die during this. That'd be handy dandy. Oh, whack the charger in the other side. There we go. Right, so I'm just going to get these stories on Google now. On Google. Alright, I'm just going to whack them up on my Chromebook. Ready? But yeah, no, we got our new Why You Should Retire. You know what? I'm going to fucking beat you up. Yeah, I'm going to quit my day job. Yeah, so we got the new stream background. It's awesome. I love it. We got some references to past streams. Also, I gave my best bud who drew it, Kai, I gave him permission to add references to his own works as well. So, yeah. We got some characters from his comics, some characters from mine. We got some staples of the channel, like the guitar in the background. You can see it just behind the beanbag, which is a pumpkin. I don't know if that was supposed to be intentional, that it was an orange beanbag to look like a pumpkin. I don't know. We got my bonsai tree, which I'm always talking about. We got a plushie of Thor on the fireplace from the book Thor, which is my favourite book that I've read on the channel. We got a sandworm from Dune. We got the Ring of Power from Lord of the Rings. We got Dumbledore as well. Just, you know, some key things from some of the best movies, some of the best books that we've read on the channel. I wish your bonsai looked like that. Hey, it'll be looking like that in 6 years' time. It'll look like that in a couple years' time. That's what we're hoping for. That's what we're hoping for. That is what we're hoping for. Right, so I'm going to get these stories up. So I don't know which one we're going to read first. Not long there. Yeah, no, absolutely. Not long. Not long at all. Let's see if I can get the original creepypasta up. I don't want the creepypasta wiki, I want the actual website. We're getting the original story up in this bitch. Sign up now to creepypasta for the... No, I'm all good. So this one, I don't know how long this one's going to take us. It says estimated reading time 52 minutes. Alright, that's not bad then, is it? Not bad at all. Okay, so we got that one up. And then we need our other one. Which apparently, I looked at the estimating reading time for this one and it said 6 minutes. So we got one nice long one. And then this one's 6 minutes. Tiny. These ratings must have been from years ago, because I don't know how fucking Eyeless Jack has an 8.69 out of 10. Because I remember this story being absolute fucking ass. So, not a clue how that's got the rating it has. What's No End House rated? Let's take a quick look at that one, if it does have a rating. 8.60. Is that lower? What? I mean, only by 9 points, but... What the fuck? How is Eyeless Jack higher voted than fucking No End House? I remember No End House was the shit. Eyeless Jack is literal fucking stinky dog poopy, though. From what I remember. Unless I've got like an updated version here that's going to be absolutely banging. As I come off the back of this going, you know what? Eyeless Jack is pretty fucking good. Oh, the Smiling Man? Yeah, the Smiling Man, I remember that one being quite creepy. Some of the Japanese ones were really cool. What was it? There was one... what was it called? Like Click Clack or something? It was like this woman who got ran over by like a train and cut her body in half, and now she haunts people, and like she's called Click Clack because of her nails like click clacking on the ground as she fucking sprints towards you. Let me take a look. There's the Slit Mouth Woman as well. We're doing all things spooky here. What was it? Japanese creepypasta. Let's see what some of them were. Teki Teki. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. What was that graphic novel online? The graphic novel where like you start reading it and it's about this woman who's like walking home alone at night, and then a fucking ghost comes at her, and it like the website, like as you're scrolling, and once it gets to the intense part, it scrolls itself. That one was really good. I remember that one. Hashaku-sama? Yeah, that's the one that's just come up here at number 1. 8-foot tall woman? Oh, count me in! What's this one? Kisaragi Station. Haven't heard of that one. Kunekune. Haven't heard of that one. Agaribito. Haven't heard of that one. Kotori Bako. The Cursed Box. Kankandara? Oh, damn. That looks sick. It's like a snake woman. Multiple arms. That one looks really cool. Yeah, a lot of the... a lot of the Japanese creepypastas are based on the urban legends, yeah. Hanako-san? That's the girl from The Ring, isn't it? Hanako-san? Or is it The Grudge? The Grudge is pretty good. Kuchisaka Onna. That's the one. That's the Slit Mouth Woman. That one used to spook me out a bit. I remember when I was a kid, there was this... like YouTube series of these people. They were like doing a YouTube series of being like hunted down by Kuchisake Onna in Japan. That was as a kid, that spooked me the fuck out. I recently like tried to rewatch it like ages ago, and it was ass. No, it's Toilet Ghosty. Oh, is that what the Hanako Toilet Bound anime is based on? Yeah, Teke Teke. Yeah, that's the one I was thinking of. It's like the name's like based on the sound of the nails scratching. Oh, there was another creepypasta that actually I really liked. It was a quote-unquote ritual pasta, I think they were called. It was called 11 Miles. That one, I remember hearing that one when I was younger, and that one was so fucking good. I might, I mean, it might be absolute ass. I might actually see if I can read that one. Hmm. I'm going to see if I can find that one. Because Eyeless Jack is really short, I'm going to see if I can find the original story for 11 Miles. Because that one was really good, I remember. I'm going to see if I can try and find it. I need to try and find it. I remember being really, like, really fucking invested in that one. Yeah, I don't want a brief overview. I want the actual story if I can. I need to try and find the original story for this. If anyone can find it and put it in the Discord for me, that would be awesome. There's one on Wattpad. Maybe let's try that one. Let's see what Wattpad gives to us. By Spooky Nightmare. I think I found it. I think I just found it. Nice. I found it. Okay, sweet. Got it. Yeah, again, if anyone has any spooky little stories, tell me, man. Tell me. We'll try and read them. I'm going to have to log into Wattpad on this one. I do actually have a Wattpad login. Don't judge me. You'll never know what it is. There we go. Alright. Okay, so now we got 3 stories. We got a bonus one, I guess. Bonus story, 11 Miles. Okay. Yeah, No End House is going to take us a little bit. But that one's going to take us about 52 minutes. Eyeless Jack is only 6 minutes. Apparently 11 Miles is only like a 10-minute read. So, I don't know. We'll find out, though. We'll find out. Maybe not with my fucking stupid ass, my ape brain that cannot read for the fucking life of me. I don't really have a specific drinking game for this. I guess the drinking game, Sam X Frodo for life. That was awesome. I remember when we read a Sam X Frodo fanfiction. That was absolutely class. That was good. That might have been the spookiest thing we've read on the channel. Oh man. Alright. So we go, yeah, we got our main 2 stories, No End House and Eyeless Jack tonight, and then we've got a bonus story tonight, which is 11 Miles, so I guess this stream's going to be going for a while, probably. For a couple hours, maybe? Who cares, man? We're getting spooky up in here. I need some more fucking Pepsi, dude. I'm going to end up shot in straight rum. Yeah, I don't exactly have a drinking game for these stories, so, I mean, I was thinking, like, oh, drink when something's dumb or doesn't make sense, but that would only really work for the stupid stories we're reading, like Eyeless Jack, or Tomorrow. Actually, no, I'm not going to spoil what we're reading tomorrow. But yeah, I'm excited. I haven't read No End House since I was probably like, I don't know. When did it come out? Let me double check when it came out. 2011. Oh god, this is old. I think I might have read it around about 2013, 14. And I think I was about... I must have been about 12 back then. Jesus. Yeah. No, it was probably a bit later then. Yeah, I probably read it in 2016. So yeah, I was probably about 13 years old when I read it. Eyeless Jack, probably the same age. Same with 11 Miles. So a lot of these I remember from when I was like 13, which was my notorious edgy era, I believe. I don't know how it might have looked to family, but I remember being pretty edgy in that time. It was when I liked my creepypastas the most. It was when I was a big fan of Linkin Park and fucking Evanescence. I bet I was pretty fucking edgy back then. But yeah, I'm quite excited for this, for No End House especially. So, does it have the author's name? It doesn't have the author's name on the creepypasta website. I might have to do a bit of extra research then for these ones. Who wrote No End House creepypasta? Let's see. Let's get a bit of research on this. Brian Russell. The story was first published as a short story on the Creepypasta Wiki, and it was later served as the basis for a second season of the TV series Channel Zero. Ah, very cool. That's cool. What else have we got? So, who wrote Eyeless Jack? I want to check that one. Because this person has got a fucking... I'm wondering how, like, with people who wrote, like, the really bad creepypastas, like Jeff the Killer and Eyeless Jack and fucking shit like that, I wonder how they feel about their stories now. The author of the original Eyeless Jack story was user Azel5000, who wrote it in 2012. However, the character's creation is a collaborative effort, as the original photo was posted by a user named Arnon on 4chan in 2010. Many different versions of fan-created stories exist, including an origin story by the author of Sally Williams. Oh, that I fucking hate Sally Williams. I'm gonna put this one out here right now. Do not, I mean this seriously, do not read Sally Williams. It is a disgusting story. Very terrible. Lamishi Mishi, I don't know about that one, no. That's really interesting though, that it was that the image came first. I feel like that's also the case for like Jeff the Killer. So today, the day that the guy's coming, no, he's not. Not today. Friday is when my best bud is joining in to listen to the readings. Well, actually join in. He's going to help me voice some of the characters. And 11 Miles, I found it on Wattpad, Creepypasta Rituals by Spooky_Nightmare. I don't know who the original author is. I'm going to try and get that one up. 11 Miles original author. I thought today was Friday, it's Tuesday. Yeah, it's Tuesday here as well. Nope, that's not the right 11 Miles. 11 Miles Ritual, original author. The 11 Miles Ritual is a story written by an author named Angel Sherry, published in a Kindle ebook titled The 11 Mile Ritual on Clinton Road at Midnight. It is not an ancient ritual or an urban legend, but a piece of modern horror fiction as confirmed by its author on Amazon. Very cool. I don't know if that is the right 11 Mile story. Okay, interesting. So there we go. We got some of the author names there. I was going to say, it doesn't have the author's names on the Creepypasta website, at least not from what I could see. So, strange. And you can pronounce my name now. Jawindra. Jaywindra. Got it. Right, so yeah, before we do begin, I will read the overviews for each story. Or maybe not the overview, but like the blurb, I guess, for each story. When is Halloween? Friday. So Halloween is when we're ending all of this off. I think it's Friday. Yeah, it is Friday. Halloween is. So yeah, before we begin, I'm just going to quickly run to the loo, because at left field I really need to go to the shitter. Oh, the name with current ID. Not Jay Windra. Yeah, I do. Beetle Buddy. I do like the name Beetle Buddy. I love that name. That's an awesome name. Right, I'm going to quickly stick... You know, I'll keep it on the mainstream. The main screen. And, yeah. I will be right back. Because I gotta go shit real bad. Boom! I'm back. Alright. Ah. The room is dead silent. Wow. Yeah, I mean, because I went to the toilet. I did say I was going to the loo. I went and had a mighty thunderous shit. A absolutely cracking dump. Shattered the earth, caused earthquakes. It was awesome. This website there says the website requires biscuits. This is a fantastic joke. Does it require cookies? Do you want biscuits? This website requires biscuits. You have biscuits? Enter. That's me inviting people into my house. You can only enter if you have biscuits. Entry fee into my house is a fucking bourbon cream. Alright. I know, but it's just so silent. But yeah, I am working on trying to get background music onto the streams, but I seriously, I just cannot figure it out for the life of me. There isn't actually anything I can add, I don't think. If I go on the sources section where I can add things, there's nothing for... oh, hold on, media file. MP4? Add videos or Oh! Oh, hang on. Held the fuck up. We might... I'm going to see if I can get a... Also, the chat box isn't fucking working, as fucking always. The chat box actually kills me, dude. Because it just doesn't work. Sometimes it wants to work, sometimes it doesn't. It's killing me, dude. This chat box BS is killing me. Can I get like a fire crackling, like infinite loop sound. Infinite loop MP4. Just to get some real cozy vibes. You know what I'm saying? Some fucking spooktastic vibes. Settle around by the fatting fireplace and have a little story with Matturos. Oh my god. Fucking Safari just does not want to open this shit up right now. Fire crackling infinite loop MP4. Boom! Give me something. Free. Please. Get easy access to arranger. I don't want that. We got stock one. What's this one from Pexels? I don't want a video, I just need the MP4. That's all I need. My internet's glitching. Good night, bruv, in it. Good night, bruv, in it. Have a good one, dude. So I don't need videos. I just need the fucking MP4. I don't want the video. I just want the MP4. Fire crackling MP4 free. Free sound download. Go on. So I just have to keep checking that everything's working fine. What's this one? 11 for 11 minutes. And if we can get it to somehow infinitely loop, that'd be fantastic. Burning fireplace crackling. Let's take a quick listen to this. Go on. I ain't hearing nothing. Maybe the volume's down on my... Oh, it's coming out of my laptop. Shit. It's coming out of the laptop. Well, fuck. Okay, shit. Alright, well, maybe that one will do. I don't fucking know. Actually, is there any way I can... I should probably actually see about changing that, shouldn't I? The audio output being into my headphones. They'll probably be in settings somewhere. I don't know. My aunt probably knows how to do that. Let's download. Allow downloads from this place. Yeah, sure. Why not? If I get a virus, I get a virus. It's for the sake of the stream. It's for the sake of the stream. Let me see. System preferences. Let me see if I can fix that. Get the audio coming through the headset that I'm currently got plugged into my microphone. Let's see if I can do that. Sound. Sound energy is not connected to headphone. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Audio output. Yep, okay, I got it. Fantastic. Welcome to Apple Music. Thank you, Apple Music. Not now, though. Now ain't the time, Chief. Wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I can hear an infinite fire crackling sound. How do I stop this? Help. I can just hear infinite fire crackling in my ear. Help me. Help me, I'm burning. Ah! Is there like a sound file that's open? Oh, it's Apple Music. That's what it is. It has to be. Pause. Get out of here. Right. Media file. Add source. Yeah, media file, whatever. Browse. Browse local file. Aha. Okay. Loop. Yes. Speed. Normal. And the only option left is close. How do I actually fully add it in? I'm not hearing nothing. Maybe it's not allowing it for some reason. I don't know. Oh, it's an MP3. Is that what it is? Because it's an MP3? Does it not allow MP3s? Is it only MP4s? Oh, it does allow MP3s. Ah! Add new file. Browse. On. Whack this in. Loop it. Okay, that's not... Alright, well, I guess we'll figure it out some other time. We'll figure it out some other time. It's clearly not wanting to really work right now. Or is it? Or is it because... Have no fear, Bjorn is here. Bjorn, is there like a fire crackling sound? And I just can't hear it? Is there a fire crackling sound and I just can't hear it? On my end. Also, how you been, dude? It's been fucking yonks. Where have you been? My right hand man. My most trusted fella. I'm gonna just get the stream up on my phone for a second, so I'm sorry you'll hear an overlay in audio. We'll figure it out some other time. Yes! Okay, there is... Okay, I just can't hear it on my end for some reason. That's literally it. That's kind of throwing me off. I wish I could hear it on my end, but... maybe there's a way I can. Is this what it is? No. Okay. Either way, as long as you guys can hear it, that's what matters, dog. That's what matters, dogs. I don't think it's too loud though, right? Let me know if the crackling fire noise is too loud. Let me know if it's overstimulating. I don't know. Let me know. Let me know. Alright. Okay. Now that we've got that though, that's sick, because now I can see about getting other like copyright free music. I was just a little bit confused because I can't hear it on my end, so I think it's because like my earphone is connected to... I mean, I don't know actually. I really don't know why I can't hear it myself. Maybe there's an option or something to be able to hear it. How to hear my stream audio on Streamlabs desktop. I want to hear the fire crackling too. I want to get cozy. Okay, what's it gonna say here? According to Reddit. I believe you go to advanced audio settings or click the gear. Advanced audio settings, you want to monitor and output. Then Streamlabs OBS should output the audio to your default. Okay, alright, sure. Open advanced audio settings. Then what? Audio monitoring device. Ugh. I don't. I'm still not hearing nothing. I'm not hearing nothing. Maybe I'm just doomed to silence forever. Oh damn. Then again, this was 4 years ago apparently. So, I was gonna say on my advanced audio settings, there isn't an option really for anything else. I'm saying I can't hear anything on my end from the media file. Yeah. Womp womp. Yeah, I guess I'm just doomed to be deaf, I guess. Unless am I able to yeah, no. I don't think there's any way I can fix it. How are we doing anyway though, fellas? How are we all doing? How are we all doing it? This is gonna take us a while, this stream. Again, no, I'm just glad that I've got, you know, some background noise for you guys, so it's not just silent, you know. It's not all quiet. So I might just have the stream on in the background, so there's like 2 of me talking. Just gonna double check as well that it is all working. I think it's working. Yeah, no. I don't think there's any way I can fix it. How are we doing? God, the stream's fucking far behind, man. The latency is crazy. Oh my god, that was ages ago. I don't see your comments till fucking ages. Jesus. Is there no way I can change that here? Is there any way I can change that here? Go to live dashboard. No. No. What about this? Edit stream title and description. No. I wanted to change the latency, but I guess I can't. Not until later, at least. That's fine. All right. So yeah, we got our lovely little crackling fire in the background. Again, please tell me if it's too loud so I can sort that out. But judging by the mixer that I've got, it doesn't seem like it's too loud. So I might turn it down just a little bit more, actually, down to 0.40 or 0.4. Yeah. Or is that too quiet? Maybe that's too quiet. I'll bump it back up to 0.5. Yeah. Alright. Sound. Again, just let me know if it's too loud or too quiet. Please tell me. So yeah, we got our lineup here. We got No End House, Eyeless Jack, and we have our bonus creepypasta, 11 miles. So yeah, we're gonna start out with No End House. I do have drink, but I only have a drinking game. Again, I think I was saying earlier that the only drinking game I could really think of was, oh, when something stupid or something that doesn't make sense happens, then we drink. But that feels like it'll only really apply to the bad creepypastas. So then again, they're probably... Who knows? Maybe the ones that I've selected as the quote-unquote good ones are going to be shit anyway. I don't know. We'll find out. So, No End House has a 8.60 out of 10 rating on the Creepypasta website. But then again, that is only from 471 votes. Whereas Eyeless Jack had like 8.69, it had 12k votes. Which, when I put it like that, yeah, makes sense why it has so much. Because, I mean, the edgy 12-year-olds probably fucking love Eyeless Jack. Shut up! Fucking dogs barking in the background. Better not be fucking ruining my stream. Tell you what. Alright. So yeah, no, 8.60 out of 10 from 471 votes for No End House. Written by Brian Russell. Estimated reading time about 52 minutes. Not bad, not bad. I read the little blurb. Why not? Let's read the blurb. The challenge is laid out. The offer is huge. $500 just to stroll through some old house? How hard could it be? Obviously, you really use the money. So, you agree to take the challenge. You stare up at the looming gold building, and even before you ask out loud, what's the catch? You know deep down that you already know the answer. The catch is that the challenge isn't to just walk through some old house. The challenge is to walk through that house. You swallow hard, knowing, feeling in the pit of your stomach that this house is different. Different in ways you know you probably don't want to know, but which you are about to find out. Very cool. Very cool little area. Very cool little thing. The overview. No End House is a creepypasta story about a young man who accepts a challenge to make his way through a supposedly haunted house in the hopes of winning $500. The terms of the challenge are that he must make his way through the entire house, progressing gradually through a series of 9 rooms. The twist being that as he progresses through successive rooms, they become more and more extreme and terrifying. This rigidly linear structure, the narrator progressing one at a time through the rooms, might seem limiting, but is actually an excellent plot device for a creepypasta. Why? Here's why. And then it leads you into the story. So yeah, we'll hop into that in a moment, in just a second. Is the chat room working? Just to double check, is the chat room working? I'm just going to leave a little comment myself just to check. Okay, is working. Alright. Okay. Cool. Again, my apologies that the latency is low. I'm going to look into bumping that up for the next stream. But without further ado, shall we get into it? No End House by Brian Russell. Part 1. Let's do it. Let me start by saying that Peter Terry was addicted to heroin. Lovely start. We were friends in college and continued to be after I graduated. Notice that I said I. He dropped out after 2 years of barely cutting it. After I moved out of the dorms and into a small apartment, I didn't see Peter as much. We would talk online every now and then. AIM was king in pre-Facebook years. Sorry, AIM was king in pre-Facebook years. There was a period where he wasn't online for about 5 weeks straight. I wasn't worried. He was a pretty notorious flake and drug addict, so I assumed he was just stopped caring. Then one night, I saw him log on. Before I could initiate conversation, he sent me a message. David, man, we need to talk. That was when he told me about the No End House. It got that name because no one had ever reached the final exit. The rules were pretty simple and cliche. Reach the final room of the building and you win $500. There were 9 rooms in all. The house was located outside the city, roughly 4 miles from my house. Apparently, Peter had tried and failed. He was a heroin and who knows what the fuck addict, so I figured the drugs got the best of him and he wigged out at a paper ghost or something. He told me it would be too much for anyone. That it was unnatural. I didn't believe him. I told him I would check it out next night, and no matter how hard he tried to convince me otherwise, $500 sounded too good to be true. I had to go. I set out the following night. When I arrived, I immediately noticed something strange about the building. Have you ever seen or read something that shouldn't be scary, but for some reason a chill crawls up your spine? I walked towards the building, and the feeling of uneasiness only intensified as I opened the front door. My heart slowed and I let a relieved sigh leave me as I entered. The room looked like a normal hotel lobby, decorated for Halloween. A sign was posted in a place of a worker. It read, "Room 1, this way. 8 more follow. Reach the end, and you win." I chuckled and made my way to the first door. The first area was almost laughable. The decor resembled a Halloween aisle of Kmart, complete with sheet ghosts and animatronic zombies that gave a static growl when you passed by. At the far end was an exit. It was the only door beside the one I entered through. I brushed through the fake spider webs and headed for the second room. You know what? Maybe we should drink. Maybe we should take a sip for every room. And when he completes a room, we'll take a drink. So let's take a little sip for the first room there. Very quick start. No fussing about. I kind of like that. We're straight into it. Straight into the meat and chunk of the story. Alright. I was greeted by fog as I opened the door to room 2. The room definitely upped the ante in terms of technology. Not only was there a fog machine, but a bat hung from the ceiling and flew in circles. Scary. They seemed to have a Halloween soundtrack that one could find in a 99-cent store on loop somewhere in the room. I didn't see a stereo, but I guessed that they had used a PA system. I stepped over a few toy rats that wheeled around and walked with a puffed chest across to the next room. Kmart? Not in this British household. Absolutely. Get the fuck out of here with that fucking Kmart bollocks. Drink for room 2. Room 3 is when things began to change. On the surface, it looked like a normal room. There was a chair in the middle of the wood-panelled floor. A single lamp in the corner did a poor job of lighting the area, casting a few shadows across the floor and walls. That was the problem. Shadows, plural. With the exception of the chairs, there were others. I'd barely walked in the door and I was already terrified. It was at that point that I knew something wasn't right. I didn't even think as I automatically tried to open the door I came through. It was locked from the other side. That set me off. Was someone locking the doors as I progressed? There was no way. I would have heard them. Was it a mechanical lock that set automatically? Sorry about the dogs, nothing I can do about them. Maybe, but I was too scared to really think. I turned back to the room and the shadows were gone. The chair's shadow remained, but the others were gone. I slowly began to walk. I used to hallucinate when I was a kid, so I wrote off the shadows as a figment of my imagination. I began to feel better as I made it through the halfway point of the room. I looked down as I took my steps, and that's when I saw it. Or didn't see it. My shadow wasn't there. I didn't have time to scream. I ran as fast as I could to the other door and flung myself without thinking into the room beyond. Drink as we enter the fourth room. The fourth room was possibly the most disturbing. Sure, Chief. As I closed the door, all lights seemed to be sucked out and put back into the previous room. I stood there, surrounded by darkness, not able to move. I'm not afraid of the dark and never really have been, but I was absolutely terrified. All sight had left me. I held my hand in front of my face, and if I didn't know what I was doing, I would never have been able to tell. Darkness wasn't going to describe it. I couldn't hear anything. It was dead silent. When you're in a soundproof room, you can still hear yourself breathing. You can hear yourself being alive. I couldn't. I began to stumble forwards after a few moments, my rapidly beating heart the only thing I could feel. There was no door in sight. Wasn't even sure there was one near this time. The silence was then broken by a low hum. I felt something behind me. I spun around wildly, but could barely even see my nose. I knew it was there, though. Regardless of how dark it was, I knew something was there. The hum grew louder, closer. It seemed to surround me, but I knew whatever was causing the noise was in front of me, inching closer. I took a step back. I had never felt that kind of fear. I can't really describe true fear. I wasn't even scared I was going to die. I was scared of what the alternative was. I was afraid of what this thing had in store for me. Then, the lights flashed for a second, and I saw it. This bitch is easily terrified. My God, he's feeling a supernatural presence in the room with him. Something he can't see. I mean, let's be real. Every human has a fear of the dark, to some extent. To some extent. Might be very little for some. Might be very big for some others. Everyone has a slight fear of the dark, and it's because you can't see. That's what it is, because you can't see what's going on in the dark. We rely so heavily on our sight that when we can't see, when that is taken away from us, it's terrifying. That's why you hear a lot of people being like, I couldn't imagine being blind. I couldn't. I'm terrified of that possibility. I honestly, props to people who are blind, because God knows I wouldn't be able to do it. I don't think I could. We rely so much on our sight that it's such a primal fear of the dark because we cannot see. I love things that play on the fear of the dark, you know. And the feeling that something's there, you know, as well is combined with it. Well, you may love the dark, but then like imagine something's there, you know. Being serious, right? You're alone in your bed. It's pitch black. But you feel like something's there. You can't sleep because you feel like something's... I know you have insomnia, specifically, but, you know, you feel like something's watching you. That is a disturbing feeling. You know the whole thing of, like, if you wake up during the night, it's because your body feels like it's being watched? I don't know how true that is, but, you know, most of the time I wake up in the night because I need to shit or piss. So, you know... But no, it's that primal fear of... The fear of the dark. I mean, I'd be fucking spooked. I'd be spooked to the whole shadow thing. I'd be like, alright, something's not right here. And now I'd be in this pitch black room and I'd probably shit myself as well if I fucking knew something was right in front of me. I'm not scared of that. You know what? You guys are just fucking... You guys are just Billy Big Bollocks, aren't you? Huh? No, but it's not just the fear of the dark. It's not just like, oh, sitting in a pitch black room in silence and going... Or just thinking for a little bit. It's not that. It's the fact that the dark amplifies fear of other things. That's not being scared of the dark. I mean, it kind of is, though, because the dark means you cannot see. You can't see in the dark. And that disability of not being able to see is what perpetuates the fear of something being there. It assists it. So, in a way, it kind of links in, you know? Again, that's why I say, to an extent, everyone has a slight fear of the dark. To an extent. To some people, it's barely anything, if anything at all. To some people, it's terrifying, you know? It's that feeling of being watched, not knowing what's in the darkness. I feel like the fear of the dark can be pointed in so many different directions as to why it's scary, or to how it can amplify the fear of other things. Again, it's that feeling of not being able to see. Again, not scary for everyone. I mean, in a book, or reading it here, not scary at all. But if I was in this guy's position, I'd probably be fucking scared. But then again, I'm a pussy. I can just take my glasses off and not be... yeah, but that's a bit different. Things go fuzzy, don't they? They don't go pitch black. I like the dark because it's nothing and simple. You see, like, some people like it for that reason. That's completely understandable. Hell, I mean, sitting in the dark just because there's nothing there and it's like simple, you know, there's no stress on the eyes, it's just blank. I can understand how that can be sad. I mean, hell, I love just lying in the dark sometimes, but then there occasionally might come that feeling of there could be something here and I can't see it. Not there is, there could be. You know? Anyway, I digress. Nothing. I saw nothing, and I know I saw nothing there. Okay, so he's just being an absolute puss. The room was again plunged into darkness, and the hum became a wild screech. I screamed in protest. I couldn't hear this goddamn sound for another minute, so I ran backwards, away from the noise, and fumbled for the door handle. I turned, and fell into room 5. Drink for room 5! Well, yeah, we know what you're like on Phasmo. Alright. Okay, we're not... We're not going into the slander. You can fuck right off. No, I'm an absolute pussy when the lights go out on Phasmo. I do actually have a slight fear of the dark, personally. I do. Not a massive one, admittedly, but if I feel like something's there, I'm very scared of the dark. Before I describe room 5, you have to understand something. I am not a drug addict. Good for you, Chief. Stay strong, soldier. I have had no history of drug abuse or any sort of psychosis, short of the childhood hallucinations I mentioned earlier. And those when I was really tired or just waking up. I entered the no-end house with a clear head. That's right, buddy. I have no drug abuse history or anything like that as well. I'm completely fine. Just alcohol for me, Chief. After falling in from the previous room, my view of room 5 from my back... my view of room 5 was from my back, looking up at the ceiling. What I saw didn't scare me. It simply surprised me. Trees had grown in the room and towered above my head. The ceiling in this room were taller than the others, which made me think it was in the centre of the house. I got up off the floor, dusted myself off, and took a look around. It was definitely the biggest room of them all. I couldn't even see the door from where I was. Various brush and trees must have blocked my line of sight with the exit. Van Princess, that's me! I am a Van Princess. Thanks, fella. Didn't think you were. Up to this point, I figured the rooms were going to get scarier, but this was a paradise compared to the last room. I also assumed whatever was in room 4 stayed back there. I was incredibly wrong. As I made my way deeper into the room, I began to hear what one would hear if they were in a forest. Chirping bugs and the occasional flap of birds seemed to be my only company in the room. That was the thing that bothered me the most. I heard the bugs and other animals, but I didn't see any of them. I mean, to be fair, how often do you hear fucking crickets and you don't actually don't see them, you know? Birds, yeah, I can understand that one a bit more. But even then, you don't often see birds when you're walking in the woods. They're fucking sat on the perches, chilling. Especially if they're small birds. You're not going to see them. Get over it, Chief. I began to wonder how big this house was. From the outside, when I first walked up, it looked like a regular house. It was definitely on the bigger side, but this was almost a full forest in here. The canopy covered my view of the ceiling, but I assumed it was still there, however high it was. I couldn't see any walls either. The only way I knew I was still inside was that the floor matched the other rooms. The standard dark oak panelling. That would be quite trippy. Walking into a room that's like a forest, but the wood floor panelling is still there instead of like dirt and grass. That wouldn't be scary, but you'd be like, what the fuck? Strange. I kept walking, hoping that the next chair I passed would reveal the door. After a few moments of walking, I felt a mosquito fly onto my arm. I shook it off and kept going. A second later, I felt about 10 more land on my skin at different places. I felt them crawl up and down my arms and legs, and a few made their way across my face. I flailed wildly to get them off, but they just kept crawling. I looked down and let out a muffled scream. More of a whimper, to be honest. I didn't see a single bug. Not one was on me, but I could feel them crawl. I heard them fly by my face and sting my skin, but I couldn't see a single one. I dropped to the ground and began to roll wildly. I was desperate. I hated bugs, especially ones I couldn't see or touch. But these bugs would touch me, and they were everywhere. Yeah, that is nasty, to be fair. Like, you know when you get like a random itch? I sometimes get it where like I'll feel like an itch somewhere, and I think it's like a fly or a gnat or something, so I'll like go to fucking swat it, and there's like nothing there, you know? Or like even just reading that, I can feel my skin sort of itching a little bit just at the thought of it. That one's a relatable one. I'd be fucking terrified for that. Lazy decor shaking my head. I began to crawl. I had no idea where I was going. The entrance was nowhere in sight, and I still hadn't even seen the exit. So I just crawled, my skin wriggling from the presence of those phantom bugs. After what seemed like hours, I found the door. I grabbed the nearest tree and propped myself up, mindlessly slapping my arms and legs to no avail. I tried to run, but I couldn't. My body was exhausted from crawling and dealing with whatever it was that was on me. I took a few shaky steps to the door, grabbing each tree on the way for support. It was only a few feet away when I heard it, the low hum from before. It was coming from the next room, and it was deeper. I could almost feel it inside my body, like when you stand next to an amp at a concert. The feeling of the bugs on me lessened, and the hum grew louder. As I placed my hand on the doorknob, the bugs were completely gone, but I couldn't bring myself to turn the knob. I knew that if I let go, the bugs would return, and that there was no way I would make it back to room 4. I just stood there, my head pressed against the door marked 6, and my hand shakily grasping the knob. The hum was so loud I couldn't even hear myself pretend to think. There was nothing I could do but move on. Room 6 was next, and room 6 was hell. We'll see about that one, Chief. Yeah, room 5 would have fucked me up, dude. The fuck are these dogs barking at? Surely the street outside can't be that busy at 20 to 8 in the evening. Can it? Surely not. Fuck me. Jesus Christ. Alright, here we go. Yeah, room 5 would have absolutely fucked me up, dude. That would have been it for me. I would have tried to check out at that point. I closed the door behind me. My eyes held shut and my ears ringing. The hum was surrounding me. As the door clicked into place, the hum was gone. I opened my eyes in surprise and the door I had shut was gone. It was just a wall now. I looked around in shock. The room was identical to room 3, the same chair and lamp, but with the correct amount of shadows this time. The only real difference was that there was no exit door and the one I came through was gone. As I said before, I had no previous issues in terms of mental instability, but at that moment, I fell into what I now know was insanity. I didn't scream. I didn't make a sound. The bugs. At first, I scratched softly. The wall was tough, but I knew the door was there somewhere. I just knew it was. I scratched at where the doorknob was. I clawed at the wall frantically with both hands, my nails being filed down to the skin against the wood. Oh, I fell silently to my knees. The only sound in the room, the incessant scratching against the walls. I knew it was there. The door was there. I knew it was just there. I knew if I could just get past this wall. I mean, you're going insane already? Just think for a moment, Chief. Sit down in the chair. Calm down. Are you alright? I jumped off the ground and spun in one motion. I leaned against the wall behind me and I saw what it was that spoke to me. To this day, I regret ever turning around. Device update, fuck off Chrome OS. There was a little girl. She was wearing a soft white dress that went down to her ankles. She had long blonde hair to the middle of her back and white skin with blue eyes. She was the most frightening thing I had ever seen, and I know that nothing in my life will ever be as unnerving as what I saw in her. While looking at her, I saw something else. Where she stood, I saw what looked like a man's body, only larger than normal and covered in hair. He was naked from head to toe, but his head was not human and his toes were hooves. It wasn't the devil, but at that moment it might as well have been. The form had the head of a ram and the snout of a wolf. What the fuck? Wait, so... So they're like standing in the same space right on top of each other. A child terrifying. I know, right? Hey, we can both attest to that one. Kids are fucking terrifying, nightmarish, ghoulish even. It was horrifying, and it was synonymous with the little girl in front of me. They were the same form. I can't really describe it, but I saw them at the same time. They shared the same spot in that room, but it was like looking at two separate dimensions. When I saw the girl, I saw the form, and when I saw the form, I saw the girl. I couldn't speak. I could barely even see. My mind was revolting against what it was attempting to process. I had been scared before in my life, and I had never been more scared than when I was trapped in the 4th room, but that was before room 6. I just stood there, staring at whatever it was that spoke to me. There was no exit. I was trapped here with it, and then it spoke again. David, you should have listened. When it spoke, I heard the words of the little girl, but the other form spoke through my mind in a voice I won't attempt to describe. There was no other sound. The voice just kept repeating that sentence over and over in my mind, and I agreed. I didn't know what to do. I was slipping into madness, yet couldn't take my eyes off what was in front of me. I dropped to the floor. I thought I had passed out, but the room wouldn't let me. I just wanted it to end. I was on my side, my eyes wide open, and the form staring down at me. Scurrying across the floor in front of me was one of the battery-powered rats from the 2nd room. There seriously cannot be anything outside that is constantly going back and forth for the dogs to be barking consistently. 5 minutes. Maybe it's a fucking ghost outside. Maybe there's a fucking ghost. Jesus Christ. The house was toying with me. But for some reason, seeing that rat pulled my mind back from whatever depths it was headed in, and I looked around the room. I was getting out of there. I was determined to get out of the house and live, and never think about this place again. I knew this room was hell, and I wasn't ready to take up a residency. At first, it was just my eyes that moved. I searched the walls for any kind of opening. The room wasn't that big, so it didn't take long to soak up the entire layout. The demon still taunted me, the voice growing louder as the form stayed rooted where it stood. I placed my hand on the floor, lifted myself up to all fours, and turned to scan the wall behind me. The bugs are getting to these dogs. They are! The bugs are getting to the dogs! Then I saw something I couldn't believe. The form was now right at my back, whispering into my mind how I shouldn't have come. I felt its breath on the back of my neck, but I refused to turn around. A large rectangle was scratched into the wood, with a small dent chipped away at the centre of it. Right in front of my eyes, I saw the large 7 I had mindlessly etched into the wall. I knew what it was. Room 7 was just beyond that wall where room 5 was moments ago. I didn't know how I had done it. Maybe it was just my state of mind at the time, but I had created the door. I knew I had. In my madness, I had scratched into the wall that what I had needed the most. An exit to the next room. Room 7 was close. I knew the demon was right behind me, but for some reason, it couldn't touch me. I closed my eyes and placed both hands onto the large 7 in front of me. I pushed. I pushed as hard as I could. The demon was now screaming in my ear. It told me I was never leaving. It told me that this was the end, but I wasn't going to die. I was going to live there in room 6 with it. I wasn't. I pushed and screamed at the top of my lungs. I knew I was going to push through the wall eventually. I clenched my eyes shut and screamed, and the demon was gone. I left in silence. I turned around slowly and was greeted by the room as it was when I entered. Just a chair and a lamp. I couldn't believe it, but I didn't have the time to well. I turned back to the 7 and jumped back slightly. What I saw was a door. It wasn't the one I had scratched in, but a regular door with a large 7 on it. My whole body was shaking. It took me a while to turn the knob. I just stood there for a while, staring at the door. I couldn't stay in room 6. I couldn't. But if this was only room 6, I couldn't imagine what 7 had in store. I must have stood there for an hour just staring at 7. Finally, with a deep breath, I twisted the knob and opened the door to room 7. Drink for room 7! I scratched Burger King. Yeah. You're just scratching into the wall. Scratching into the wall, you're going, barbecue, bacon, Memphis burger, bacon, cheesy loaded fries, chocolate milkshake, barbecue sauce, onion rings. You're just like scratching your Burger King order into the fucking wall. I stumbled through the door, mentally exhausted and physically weak. The door behind me closed and I realised where I was. I was outside. Not outside like room 5, but actually outside. My eyes stung. I wanted to cry. I fell to my knees and tried, but I couldn't. I was finally out of that hell. I didn't even care about the prize that was promised. I turned and saw the door. I just went through what was the entrance. I walked to my car and drove home thinking of how nice a shower sounded. As I pulled up to my house, I felt uneasy. Am I not at the end of this story yet? I thought that would be the end of the story. Oh no, we've got a fucking while left. Jesus. That's only part 1? I only remember the end of part 1, so I don't think we're going to read all the other parts. We'll definitely just read part 1, and then I'll implore you guys to go and read the rest if you're that entertained. Because we got other stuff that we want to. So now he's in his car. Okay. As I pulled up to my house, I felt uneasy. The joy of leaving No End House had faded and dread was slowly building in my stomach. I shook it off as residual from the house and made my way to the front door. I entered and immediately went up to my room. There on my bed was my cat, Baskerville. He was the first living thing I had seen all night and I reached to pet him. He hissed and swiped at my hand. I recoiled in shock as he never acted like that. I thought, whatever, he's an old cat. I jumped in the shower and got ready for what I was expecting to be a sleepless night. After my shower, I went to the kitchen to make something to eat. I descended the stairs and turned into the family room. What I saw would be forever burned into my mind. However, my parents were lying on the ground, naked and covered in blood. They were mutilated to near unidentifiable states. Their limbs were removed and placed next to their bodies, and their heads were placed on their chests facing me. The most unsettling part was their expressions. They were smiling, as though they were happy to see me. I vomited and sobbed there in the family room. I didn't know what had happened. They didn't even live with me at the time. I was a mess. Then I saw it. A door that was never there before. A door with a large 8 scrawled on it in blood. Cute name, Baskerville? Yeah, Baskerville's not a bad name for a cat, to be fair. Yo, Baskerville! It's very American though, isn't it? I was still in the house. I was standing on in my family room, but I was in room 7. The faces of my parents smiled wider as I realised this. They weren't my parents. They couldn't be, but they looked exactly like them. The door marked 8 was across the room, behind the mutilated bodies in front of me. I knew I had to move on, but at that moment I gave up. The smiling faces tore into my mind. They grounded me where I stood. I vomited again and nearly collapsed. Then the hum returned. It was louder than ever. It filled the house and shook the walls. The hum compelled me to walk. I began to walk slowly, making my way closer to the door and the bodies. I could barely stand, let alone walk. And the closer I got, to my parents, the closer I came to, YouTube doesn't like this word, sewer slide, we're going to call it. YouTube doesn't like that word. I mean, I'm not monetized, but still. You get, The walls were now shaking so hard it seemed as though they were going to crumble. But still, the faces smiled at me. As I inched closer, their eyes followed me. I was now between the 2 bodies, a few feet away from the door. The dismembered hands clawed their way across the carpet towards me, all while the faces continued to stare. New terror washed over me as I walked faster. I didn't want to hear them speak. I didn't want to hear the voices to match those of my parents. They began to open their mouths, and the hands were inches from my feet. In a dash of desperation, I lunged towards the door, threw it open, and slammed it behind me. Room 8. Room 8. I was done. After what I had just experienced, I knew there wasn't anything else in this fucking house that could throw I've messed that line up. I knew there wasn't anything else this fucking house could throw at me that I couldn't live through. There was nothing short of the fires of hell that I wasn't ready for. Unfortunately, I underestimated the abilities of the no-end house. Unfortunately, things got more disturbing, more terrifying, and more unspeakable in room 8. I still have trouble believing what I saw in that room. Again, the room was a carbon copy of rooms 3 and 6, but sitting in the usual empty chair was a man. After a few seconds of disbelief, my mind finally accepted the fact that the man was sitting in the chair, and was me. Not someone who looked like me, it was David Williams. I walked closer. I had to get a better look, even though I was sure of it. He looked up at me and I noticed tears in his eyes. Please don't do it. Please don't hurt me. What? I asked. Who are you? I'm not going to hurt you. Yes you are. He was sobbing now. You're going to hurt me and I don't want you to. He sat in the chair with his legs up and began rocking back and forth. It was actually pretty pathetic looking, especially since he was me, identical in every single way. Listen, who are you? I was now only a few feet away from my doppelganger. It was the weirdest experience yet, standing there talking to myself. I wasn't scared, but I would be soon. Why are you... You're going to hurt me. You're going to hurt me if I want to leave. You're going to hurt me. Why are you saying this? Just calm down, alright? Let's try and figure this. And then I saw it. The David sitting down was wearing the same clothes as me, except for a small red patch on his shirt embroidered with the number 9. You're going to hurt me. You're going to hurt me. Please don't. Please, you're going to hurt me. My eyes didn't leave that small number 9 on his chest. I knew exactly what it was. The first few doors were plain and simple, but after a while, they got a little more ambiguous. 7 was scratched into the wall, but by my own hands. 8 was marked in blood above the bodies of my parents, but 9? This number was on a person. A living person. Worse still, it was a person that looked exactly like me. David? I had to ask. Yes. You're going to hurt me. You're going to hurt me. He continued to sob and rock. He answered to David. He was me, right down to the voice. But that 9. I paced around for a few minutes while he sobbed in his chair. The room had no door, and similarly to room 6, the door I came through was gone. For some reason, I assumed that scratching would get me nowhere this time. I stood the walls and floors around the chair, sticking my head underneath and seeing if anything was below. Unfortunately, there was, below the chair, a knife. Attached was a tag that read, "To David, from management." The feeling in my stomach as I read that tag was something sinister. I wanted to throw up, and the last thing I wanted to do was remove that knife from under that chair. The other David was sobbing uncontrollably. My mind was spinning into an attic of unanswerable questions. Who put this here, and how did they get my name? Not to mention the fact that I knelt on the cold wood floor. I also sat in that chair, sobbing in protest of being hurt by myself. It was all too much to process. The house and the management had been playing with me the whole time. My thoughts for some reason turned to Peter and whether or not he got this far. If he did, he met a Peter Terry sobbing in the very chair, rocking back and forth. I shook those thoughts out of my head. They didn't matter. I took the knife from the chair and immediately the other David went quiet. A knife! "David," he said in my voice, "what do you think you're going to do?" I lifted myself from the ground and clenched the knife in my hand. "I'm going to get out of here." David was still sitting in the chair, though he was very calm now. He looked up at me with a slight grin. I couldn't tell if he was going to laugh or strangle me. Slowly he got up from the chair and stood facing me. It was uncanny. His height and even the way he stood matched mine. I felt the rubber hilt of the knife in my hand and gripped it tighter. I don't know what I was planning on doing with it, but I had a feeling I was going to need it. "Now," his voice was slightly deeper than my own, "I'm going to hurt you. I'm going to hurt you and I'm going to keep you here." I didn't respond. I just lunged and tackled him to the ground. I had mounted him and looked down, knife poised and ready. He looked up at me terrified. It was like I was looking in a mirror. Then the hum returned, low and distant, though I still felt it deep in my body. David looked up at me as I looked down at myself. The hum was getting louder and I felt something inside me snap. With one motion, I slammed the knife into the patch on my chest and ripped it down. Blackness fell on the room and I was falling. I kind of like that the room before, I will say this, I like that the room before, it had that line that he felt like, suicide. He was getting closer to that. And then almost in like a sick way, the No End House, which seems to be alive and kind of aware of what its people are feeling or thinking, kind of took that fear or that desire and literally turned that on him and made him, for lack of a better term, kill himself, like a thing that looked like him. Obviously wasn't him, but something that looked like him, you know? That's kind of a cool concept. I think that's a pretty cool concept for horror. The darkness around me was like nothing I'd experienced up to that point. Room 4 was dark, but it didn't come close to what was completely engulfing me. I wasn't even sure if I was falling after a while. I felt weightless, covered in dark. Then a deep sadness came over me. I felt lost, depressed, and suicidal. I tried to say suicide, but no, didn't really work. The sight of my parents had entered my mind. I knew it wasn't real, but I had seen it, and the mind was having trouble differentiating between what was real and what wasn't. The sadness only deepened. I was in room 9 for what seemed like days. The final room, and that's exactly what it was. No end. No End House had an end, and I had reached it. At that moment, I gave up. I knew I would be in that in-between state forever, accompanied by nothing but darkness. Not even the hum was there to keep me sane. I'd lost all senses. I couldn't feel myself, I couldn't hear anything. Sight was completely useless here. I searched for a taste in my mouth and found nothing. I felt disembodied and completely lost. I knew where I was. This was hell. Room 9 was hell. Then it happened. A light. One of those stereotypical lights at the end of the tunnel. I felt ground come up from below and I was standing. After a moment or two of gathering my thoughts and senses, I slowly walked towards that light. As I approached the light, it took form. It was a vertical slit down the side of an unmarked door. I slowly walked through the door and found myself back where I'd started. The lobby of No End House. It was exactly how I felt. Still empty. Still decorated with childish Halloween decorations. After everything that had happened that night, I was still wary of where I was. After a few moments of normalcy, I looked around the place trying to find anything different. On the desk was a plain white envelope with my name handwritten on it. Immensely curious, yet still cautious, I mustered up the courage to open the envelope. Inside was a letter, again handwritten. David Williams, congratulations, you have made it to the end of No End House. Please accept this prize as a token of great achievement. Yours forever, Management. With the letter were $500 bills. I couldn't stop laughing. I laughed for what seemed like hours. I laughed as I walked out to my car, and I laughed as I drove home. I laughed as I pulled into my driveway. I laughed as I opened my front door to my house, and laughed as I saw the and I laughed as I saw the small 10 etched into the wood of my front door. That is the end of part 1 of No End House. I don't feel like I want to... I don't feel like I want to read the rest. Out of curiosity, I'm gonna read just the first paragraph of part 2, just out of curiosity. It had been 3 weeks since I'd heard anything from David. In the 6 months since we started dating, we had only gone 3 without talking. And that was after a pretty intense fight. There was nothing out of the ordinary when I talked to him last. He just mentioned that he was going to check something out an old friend told him about. But then I got a really weird text the night before. It was from David, but it wasn't from his number. It only had 5 words in it. No end, don't come, David. So it changes perspective in part 2? How many parts are there? That's like, because I might give that a read in my own time, maybe. But I feel like the part 1, just on its own, works as a self-contained story. Oh god, part 2 is pretty fucking long, Jesus. Is it just 2 parts and then part 2 is really long? There's 3 parts. I feel like on its own, like that first part is quite a nice little contained story. I don't think that's too bad a little creepypasta. I think that's alright. What do we think, fellas? What do we think in chat? I've just turned off my my main light in my room for a bit more of a spooky vibe. Spooky. Oh shit, we're getting fucking spooktastic in here. Yeah, what do we think of that one? Seems like it's legit a repeat. I judging by it, like when I was scrolling through, there was a lot more, so I don't think that part 2 is a repeat because there was a lot more dialogue. So I don't think it's going to repeat just on her and it's going to be the same rooms. I think it's different for everyone. Again, I'm quite curious, so maybe I'll have a look and view it for myself at some point and see what it is. I don't know. But that ends off No End House. In general, though, as just part 1, just rating part 1 on its own, it was alright. It wasn't spectacular. It didn't make me feel anything profound, but yeah, it was okay. It was pretty good. It was okay. Probably give it like maybe a 7 stars, maybe 6. No, 6 is more like bordering on average. I'd say 7. It's a cool concept. That is for sure. It's a cool concept. I just think there was some things that were kind of stereotypical. Like my family were all dead. Like that kind of thing. They were dead and naked and smiling at me. Like that felt kind of like a bit like, yeah, didn't really care too much for that bit. But like the bit with the bugs, that bit kind of fucked me up. A lot more like psychological sort of stuff. Definitely spooktastic. Alright. Now on to our stinker story for today. Eyeless Jack. Now this one, I remember this one. So I read most of these when I was like 13, so I don't remember a lot of them very well. But Eyeless Jack is one that I feel like I remember pretty well, actually. And pretty notoriously for being kind of ass. I suppose we'll find out, but I have no idea how this thing has 8.69 stars out of 10. That baffles me. I'm gonna there's like comments and stuff, so I'm gonna see if I can find some comments on this. Let's see some comments, because I'm very curious. 20th of March 2022. This could have been so much better. It felt rushed and unrealistic. It was rushed, but I think it gave it sort of a personality. It didn't really need to drone on to be good. I don't think it's that good, really, is it? Oh, here we go. 10th September 2020. Idyllic view. Idyllic view. Here we go. Reading back on the story, every part of it is unrealistic, excluding the actual monster. Considering this is a fantasy horror story, I think the most unrealistic part for me was I think we're going to be going to spoiler territory. Oh, I think we might have some gold here. Hi, Bastion Curves. How you doing? Ty? Okay, I'm kind of excited for this now. I'm actually. Oh my god, this story's fucking tiny. All right. I think the best part about this story, kind of like Jeff the Killer, is the image to go along with it. The image is actually kind of spooky. So the image came out before the story, which is interesting on its own. And it's like a view on a bed, like looking up at the ceiling, and there's just this black figure with what looks to be a blue mask, black eyes, just like staring down at you. Kind of spooky, pretty freaking spooktastic, if you ask me. And underneath the image on the creepypasta website, it says, "You wake alone in your room, disturbed by some noise close to you. Close to your bed. Close to you bed." Typo. At first, when you open your eyes, all you see is darkness and black. You stare straight up and listen, straining your ears to pick up the faintest and smallest of sounds. The sounds on the edge of hearing. The sounds of noise being withheld. Of something deliberately trying to be silent. To stalk and to hunt. Your eyes begin to adjust. You see only darkness, but now with terror you begin to realize it is not darkness of the room, but the dark empty void staring out from a hollow eye socket of the thing leaning over your bed. Oh, spooky! What does the overview say? One of the most notorious mainstream creepypasta villains, Eyeless Jack, is a humanoid entity who removes the organs of his victims and eats them. The character's monkey comes from the fact that he appears in a hoodie, wearing a blue mask open at the eye sockets, which, though they are leaking black fluid, are entirely empty. In later fan-made variants of the original story, Eyeless Jack is commonly found standing at the foot of the bed or leaning over his sleeping victim. Yeah, appearance and origins. Okay. What does it say? The photograph, which predates production of the actual story of Eyeless Jack, was created on November 19th, 2009 by two DeviantArt users, NickTeasy408 and Pirate Cashew. The image was then posted by a user calling himself Arnon on 4chan, amongst a collection of creepy images in cruise statues taken from video games that claim to have been found on 4chan's /v/. The collection was labelled as Nightmare Fuel and significantly featured the DeviantArt image of the as-yet nameless character. The image was posted on June 7th, 2010, and would not be attached to a story until February 2012. That's interesting. I do like that it has a little history section. Interestingly, the original creepypasta was removed by its creator in the wake of the original Jeff the Killer story being removed, with its author expressing a desire to remove it himself before the admins of the site could. Oh, that's awesome. He saw Jeff the Killer being removed and he was like, oh, fuck. Oh, shit. My story's trash as well. Let me just delete this shit before they can even do it. That's elite. Oh my god, I love that. That's so good. Oh my god. That's so awesome. Okay. Alright. I'm so ready for this. I'm so ready for Eyeless Jack. Hell fucking yeah. Oh my god, I cannot wait. This is going to be awesome. Alright. Okay. How are you all feeling in chat, by the way? How's everyone doing? How are we doing on this spooky night? Fuck you, I'll do it myself. Yeah. That's literally him. I wish I could turn the latency down. I can't do that in post. I wish I could, but actually, I genuinely can't. It kind of sucks because the latency is really bad this stream. That's okay, though. Not much I can really do about it, unfortunately, so... Oh my god. Why am I so tired? Alright. Are we ready for Eyeless Jack? This is going to be ass. I can tell you this is going to be ass. I'm going to drink every time something dumb happens. That's what I'm going to do with this one. We're just gonna make the drinking game up as I go. Alright, here we go. Here we go. Hello, my name is Mitch. I'm here to tell you guys about an experience I had. Honestly, if your name is fucking Mitch, you deserve it. I don't know if it was paranormal or whatever stupid words people use to describe supernatural phenomena. But after that thing visited me, I believe in that paranormal trash now. That's a cinematic start. That is a pretty cinematic fucking start. I don't know if it was paranormal or whatever stupid words people use to describe supernatural phenomena. You just used the word. You just fucking used the word. Oh, that's awful. Straight away. A week after I moved in with my brother, Edwin. Hi, Edwin. After my house was foreclosed, I finished unpacking. Edwin liked the idea of me moving in since we had not seen each other in 10 years, so I was excited too. I soon fell asleep after we moved in. After that first week, I heard rustling noises coming from outside at about 1 in the morning. I thought it was a raccoon, so I ignored it and tried to fall asleep. The next morning, I told Edwin about it, and he agreed. Biggest ick starting a story like that, absolutely. Also, we're going so fast already. Moved in. Edwin likes it. I'm asleep now. Good night. Oh, there's a noise outside my window. Must be a raccoon. I'll tell Edwin about it in the morning. Edwin, he's like, probably. Do you not think, like, if that's, like, a first experience, then, like, Edwin would be like, huh, that's kind of weird. We don't usually have raccoons around here. Or, like, oh, rarely hear that kind of stuff. Probably is just a raccoon. Like, I don't know. I feel like, already, I feel like because of how fast the story's going, whatever is about to happen, I don't give a shit about these two. Whatever happens, I do not give a shit about these two already, because there is nothing built up to make me like either of them. You've called one of them Mitch, which is already a red flag. There is no, like, dialogue or anything between them other than, we haven't seen each other for 10 years, so I was excited too! Like, come on, give us a scene of the two brothers reuniting. Build it up, you know? The next night, however, I thought I heard my window opening and a loud thump, as if something entered my room. I darted up and looked around my room, but I saw nothing. The next morning, Edwin dropped his coffee cup when he saw me. He held up a nearby mirror and I saw myself. I had a large gash in my left cheek. Oh my god. Where the fuck did he get the mirror from? They're in the kitchen, right? I'd imagine. He just has a fucking hand mirror in his dress robes or whatever, in his dressing gown. He's always got a hand mirror. He's like, oh my god, Mitch, you gotta look at this. He just shows it him. It's like, oh my god. Oh my god, it's rushing through this shit so quickly. I can't even comprehend it. After I was rushed to the hospital, my doctor told me that I must have been sleepwalking. But then he showed me something that made my blood turn cold. He lifted up my shirt to reveal a sewn-up incision where my kidneys were. I stared into his eyes, mind widening. You know you lost your left kidney last night, my doctor told me. We don't know how, though. Sorry, Mitch. Is that it? That's it. That's the end of the hospital bit. Oh, yeah. Ooh. Yeah, sorry, buddy. You lost your kidney. See ya. You'll tough it out. What the fuck? There's no investigation into how his fucking kidney's just gone like that? What? Oh my god, this is awesome. This is already fantastic. I was going to say, imagine if the doctor was in on it, and that's why he's so, like, casual about it, but I'm giving the story too much fucking credit. Maybe in a good story that would work, but... Oh my god, this is awesome. You somehow lost your left kidney last night, my doctor told me. We don't know how, though. Sorry, Mitch. And that's it. That's the end. Oh, that's awesome. That's so good. Oh. The next night was my breaking point. Around midnight, I woke up to see a truly horrifying sight. I was staring face to face with a creature with a black hoodie and a dark blue mask with no nose or mouth staring down at me. The thing that scared me the most was that it had no eyes, just empty black sockets. The creature also had some black substance dripping from its sockets. I grabbed a camera from the nearby mantel and took a picture. Immediately after taking the shot, the creature lunged at me and tried to claw open my chest to get to my lungs. I stopped it by kicking it in the face. As I ran out of my room, I grabbed my wallet. I would need the money. I ran out of my brother's house into the night. I eventually ended up in the woods near Edwin's house and tripped on a rock. Fucking... Creature attacked me. I kicked it in the face and ran for it. But I didn't forget my wallet. I can't forget my wallet. I need the money. The next line is, I fell unconscious and woke up. So you didn't need the fucking money. It's like a Chekhov's gun, but there's no payoff. It's a Chekhov's gun with no payoff. I need the money. But there's no... Oh my god. Oh, the doctor's back. Oh, the doctor's back. Oh, here we go. Yeah, the raccoons are getting aggressive, man. They're stealing people's kidneys out here. Okay. Alright, this is gonna be fucking gold. Oh my god. I fell unconscious and woke up in the hospital. My doctor, the same one who treated me before, entered the room. I have good news and bad news, Mitch. The doctor started. The good news is that you only had minor injuries, and your parents are going to pick you up. I sighed with relief. The bad news is that your brother has been killed by some... thing. Sorry. Why is the doctor so casual? That's the end of it again! Why is the doctor so casual about it? He's just like, your brother's dead. Sorry, chief. Bye. Oh... Oh my good god, that's awesome. Don't you think they'd lay it on you a bit more, like, or like police would come and tell you? I mean, if there's been a murder and the doctor knows about it, the police would surely come and tell you, right? Oh my god. The parents took me back to Edwin's house to collect my remaining belongings, which I did. So he's just allowed in a crime scene? Or is there just no police there at all? The police not know. Which then means that the doctor is even more suspicious because he knows that Edwin's dead, and if there's no crime scene then the police wouldn't know, which would link the doctor to the murder, which makes him seem like he's the perpetrator. I'm giving the story way too much thought and credit. Average American hates healthcare. Oh my god. Upon entering my room, I was scared, but remained calm. I grabbed my camera and stopped dead in my tracks. In the hallway leading to my room, I saw Edwin's body and something small lying next to it. I retrieved it up and entered my parents' car, not mentioning Edwin's corpse. I looked at the thing I had picked up and nearly vomited. I was holding my stolen half-eaten kidney with some black substance on it. Absolute cinema. Absolute fucking cinema. That's literally the end of the story. How the fuck do you not notice you're holding your stolen half-eaten kidney immediately upon picking it up? He just like boggers it. He's like, I'll take a look at it later. And he just he walks up to his parents' car, hops in the back seat. Hi, Mum and Dad. Looks at it. Oh my god. That is the biggest piece of dog shit. Oh my god. That is amazing. Oh my good god. Oh my god. Oh my good god. Why is his body just there? See, this is why I'm thinking, like, if someone, you know, I'm actually really tempted to try and rewrite my own version and make it fucking good. In my head canon, I'm giving the story way too much credit here. In my head canon, the Doctor is the only one. The Doctor is eyeless Jack. That's what I think. The Doctor is this creature, right? It is the Doctor, or the Doctor's in alliance with it. So, like, that's why he's so casual about everything. Like, the Doctor's just a bad actor, or he just, like, takes pleasure in these things. And that's how he knows that Edwin's dead, but then, like, when you get there, there's no fucking police tape or anything like that, so, like, that would be weird. But then, like, I'm gonna have to just finish my drink for the whole story, because it was all dumb. That was fucking ass, dude. Oh god, I just chugged that drink way too quick. Oh my god. That was class. How the fuck does that have 8.69 out of 10 stars? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, uh-oh. Copyright statement. Unless explicitly stated, all stories published on creepypasta.com are the property of and under copyright to their respected authors and may not be narrated or performed under any circumstance. Uh-oh. That is class. That is awesome. Ah, my kidney next to my brother's mutilated corpse. That was something. Oh, a piece of candy energy, that ending. Yeah, absolutely. Oh my good god. I give it a 1.2 for entertainment. It was funny. It was funny bad. Oh man. The fact that they were allowed to go to the house presumably right after the murder was discovered, that doesn't make sense. Yeah, true. The fact that in the, I assume, untouched police room, the brother's body was just lying there along with evidence of it taking place. Even so, I was interested to read it through again and poke some fun at it along the way. I think seeing a rewrite of this could be... Yeah, I think a rewrite of this story, like with way more detail, make it longer, add some actual fucking character depth, add some layers to the story... Like, then I think you could actually have something good made out of this. Rebel over here, I know. If this gets taken down, you know why. Or if when the VOD comes up, if it's all just fucking silence, you know why. I like how the doctor just says, well, looks like you lost a kidney there. Sorry, could have a good day. It's pretty awesome how the doctor says you lost a kidney without even asking the police to investigate how it disappeared. Nice job whoever made this creepypasta. I liked it. Oh my god. When I was a wimpy 12-year-old, I saw this picture and I couldn't sleep or even want to read this story. I would be freaked out thinking I would see that thing at night. But the story is good. What? But the story is good, but kind of unrealistic because how do you live without eyes? I guess Slender... Oh, this is a 12-year-old, right? Because Slender don't have a face and he seems kind of real. Ah, frick. No sleep tonight. Why was creepypasta invented? To give children anxiety? Yeah, that must be the exact reason. Yes, because the biggest unrealistic thing about the story is how the supernatural creature has no eyes. That is the most unrealistic thing about this story. Of course. Of course. Why was he holding his kidney? Because he might want to see if it tasted good. That's awesome. That's a fantastic comment. Oh my god. Okay, 2 important questions. First, can you see my messages? I can. Second, do I print out... Oh god. Jesus Christ. That is... that is quite the idea. I think give it a couple more years after the whole incident has calmed down, maybe you could do that. Morally, is it correct? Absolutely not. But the basic idea of wearing a mask that looks like Diddy is yeah, that's something. That is something. Jesus Christ, Bjorn. I can see why you got banned off of Discord now. I can see why. Alright, those are our 2 main stories, but... Oh my god, what's happening? We have a bonus story? What the fuck? We have a bonus story, which this one is one that's from my childhood that I personally actually really like. This is probably one of my favorites. I used to love this one so much. This one is quite a lengthy one, actually. But we'll find out. We'll find out. I'm quite excited for this one. It's called 11 Miles. I've got it on Wattpad. Creepypasta Rituals by Spooky Nightmare. I'm quite excited for this one. I haven't seen this one in ages, so maybe this one will be good. Don't tell that kid about the blind. What is a blind? Alright, what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly go on a break just for a moment just to go to the loo. And then we'll read our bonus story. I might see if I can get like multiple bonus stories. I think that'd be awesome if we can get some bonus stories up in his house. Right, I will be right back. I will be right back. Going on mute. I'm back. I'm back, losers. He shit himself. That last one was horrifying. Honestly, yeah, the details were horrifying. They were. It was a scary story. Eyeless Jack was spooky. Oh, guys, he's right behind me, isn't he? Oh, man. I'm going to turn the crackling fire up just a twinge. Just a twinge. How's that, Chief? How's that? Alright. Okay, one drink in, I'm already feeling fucked. I think it was just the silliness of the story, you know? Okay. Okay. I've run out Pepsi Max. We're going to be shot in rum at this point. Okay, I just decided to do it if other people join. What? Do what? Oh, wear the mask. Oh God. Hey, well, good luck. You're approaching hordes. A horde of 9 Diddies would be terrifying. Oh my good God. That would be pretty fucking scary. I'm not gonna lie. That'd be spooky. Very spooky. Right, you know, oh, should I open this in the Wattpad app? I do have the Wattpad app on my laptop, actually. Resizable. Well, don't ask for this app again. Oh, listen to it with text to speech. Oh God, that is disgusting. No, I'm going to use the website. Absolutely not. Okay. Is 11 Miles the sequel to that one movie, 8 Mile? No, I've never seen 8 Mile. But 11 Mile it's a ritual pasta, which is some of my favourite creepypastas, actually. They're some of my favourite genre of creepypasta. I think they're really fun as a concept. Like, a ritual that, like, you know, you can try yourself, I guess. I think that's a pretty fun concept for a spooky story. So, let's see how it goes. All like flashlights, life from down for more. What? All like flashlights, life from down for more spookiness. Yes, I agree. Shall we question why you have the app? Well, I got it because I tried to originally my comic that I'm working on, The Last Stronghold. I tried to write it as a story, and I didn't know anywhere else to post it other than Wattpad. Didn't end up writing it as a story on Wattpad. And then I also had it to view my best buddy Kai's story on there, which is in a script format. God knows why he wrote it in a script format. I have no idea. So, but yeah, no, that's why I have Wattpad. It's also for my Frodo X Sam fanfiction collection, but we'll keep that one on the download. That's just between us guys in this stream, okay? That's just between us four, okay? Alright, here we go. 11 Miles from Creepypasta Rituals on Wattpad by Spooky Nightmare. He definitely writes smut. No! Nuh-uh! Here we go. Do you ever have something that you truly, relentlessly desire? I do. It's 8 foot tall, 8 foot tall futa. That's what I relentlessly desire. Despite your state of life, is there something else that you would go completely to the end of the world to get? Yes. Well, lucky for you, there's a way to achieve what you're looking for, and you don't need to go to the end of the world to get it. Fantastic, this is a great advertisement so far. But you will need to go somewhere, and that place may be too out of reach for some. Nothing's too out of reach if I'm getting 8 feet tall futa ladies. It's not far away. closer than one may believe, but there are requirements that some individuals may not meet. Okay. Alright, okay, alright. Okay, guys, I want you to put it in the chat. What is it that you most desperately desire out of all things? For me, again, 8-foot tall futanari. Alright? Burger King, okay? I mean, I might have to back that one up. I remember when I read this thing when I was 13, I was like, yeah, the thing that I so desperately desire is a Lego Ninjago set. That was what I desperately desired. I so desperately desired that every Lego Ninjago Dragon set. That was, I shit you not, all I wanted as a kid. I desire a delicious wrap. What about you, Bjorn? What about you, Bjorn? You better put something in chat. You better have something that you so desperately desire that you're willing to go to the end of the world to get it. There's got to be something. The deletion of 912.37. What? I agree. First, whatever it is you seek, know that you must seriously desire what you want. Okay, guys, here we go. I'm reading you guys the instructions. We're going to all meet up and we're going to do this in real life once I get my license. It should be something you need. I need 8-foot tall futanari. If you begin the journey without the correct state of mind, you will surely fail, as it will be nearly impossible to turn back once the journey starts. Okay, better keep that in mind, guys. The second requirement is that you will also need a vehicle of sorts. Most use a car as it's the most comfortable choice. There have been a select few that use small motorized vehicles such as an ATV or motorcycle, but this has proven to be quite difficult as the conditions for the journey can prove to be quite bothersome. I see you carefully avoiding the Samex photo Alpha Omega I caught you. Oh god. I desire good teammates on Overwatch. That's a good one. Do not use a vehicle too large or noticeable, as you will need some of the cover of night to be safe. Also, while any sort of car will do, you may not want to choose the most expensive or cherished vehicles. You can take your slick new black Mercedes for the drive if you'd like, but don't expect it to come out in a pristine state. Make sure your vehicle is completely fueled before beginning the drive. The first task to accomplish is to locate the road. It doesn't have a name, it's not on the map, and technically it doesn't even exist. It will only show up if you're looking for it at the right time, and you will only spot it if you know what to look for. Finally, you must go alone during the journey. You didn't think you'd be able to go with a group, did you? Shit. Alright guys, we're going to have to go on our own separate journeys. See, I thought we would have been able to go in a vehicle together and blast the One Piece openings, you know, pretend that we're Luffy's pirate crew, the Straw Hats. Ah, shit, I can't use my double-decker hot pink bus. Ah. Shit. That's the most devastating part about it. It must be night when you begin. Choose the time of night where you believe the roads to be least populated. Drive to any area that is just a stretch of road surrounded by woods. Here's where you want to start paying close attention. If you're looking for the road, it will turn up eventually, but you need to search for the road's hint in order to pull down the right one. Once you're close, you will see or feel its signs, but what the signs will be will depend on your desire. For example, if you're in search of wealth, you may spot shimmers in the empty branches of trees and that they resemble the shine of gold or diamonds. If you seek love, you may begin to see rose petals slowly dancing in the light breeze, blowing in the road's direction. If you seek revenge, you might sense an ever-growing feeling of heat or anger in your body as you approach. Just know what it is you really want and you'll have no problem finding the turn. Once you're sure you've found the revealed road, take a deep breath and turn down onto it. Alright, okay. Not doing it without Genie. Well, womp womp. You have to do it alone. Listen, I'd go alone for a Burger King. I'd go along for my 8-foot tall futa. Okay? Alright? You guys are weak! Weak! At this point, you have officially started down the nameless road which brings you through 11 miles, leading to whatever it is you seek. Each mile will test your desire and will expose if you really do want what you're searching for. Before you go any further, stop the car and be wary of a few advisements. Here we go. Will the speed limit now be... I don't know. We'll find out. Do not turn on the radio during the drive. Do not use a phone during the drive. Reception would be cut off anyway. Do not open the windows during the drive. Make sure they are closed before you continue. If you are riding a vehicle without windows or a top, then prepare for the worst, as the odds are heavily against you. Do not attempt to leave your vehicle at any time. You will never want to exceed 30 miles an hour unless you're desperate to make it for a section of the road. And most importantly, as with any drive, buckle up. Can I go to the Burger King with you? Yeah, why not? Feel free to prepare and make sure you are ready. Once the road has been entered, time has stopped, so you don't need to worry about losing the night. Though you may not notice, you're not actually in your own world anymore. Take one last moment to realise that once the first mile is over, there is no turning back. If you ponder turning back at all, know that you shouldn't even be on the journey in the first place. Once all is done, start continuing on the road. Can't go in a car without windows. You just smash the fuck out of your car windows before you go. I mean, you can go without windows. It's just advised that you make sure you got windows. Here we go. First mile. On the first mile, you won't see much change. The road passes through mostly woods, with a few miles being an exception. The air will turn a bit colder, in which you should turn up your heating system if the vehicle has one. You won't want to take your eyes off the road later. Take some time to calm any uneasiness by admiring some of the night sky. You'll see it completely lined with stars, more than what you would ever believe possible. If the weather was cloudy beforehand, you'll also notice that the sky is now clear. I can't blast rain and men. I'm out. I know. Terrible, isn't it? I guess maybe like bring like a Walkman or like a stereo with the CD in or something. I don't know. On the second mile, the air will become even colder. This is primarily the reason why travelling in an open vehicle is very difficult. With each mile, the air will drop in temperature even if the season should be warm. If the air is too cold to bear, even with the heat on, your only option is to speed up. With each mile, the road also becomes more complex, taking more turns and showing an increasing amount of road hazards. Be sure to always keep focused on the road in front of you in order to avoid as many bumps or obstacles as possible. Hitting a few rocks and potholes won't hamper your progress too much, but you'll want to keep in the best condition for as long as possible. If your vehicle is forced to stop because of damage, then there's nothing less you can do but eventually freeze to death. On the third mile, you may begin to spot silhouettes of human figures in the lining of the trees. Pay no attention to them, even if they seem to get closer. It will be hard to resist peeking at their unnerving, distant appearance, but know that they will reveal themselves later. At this mile, the road will become dirt if you weren't driving on it in the beginning. Keep to the centre of the path as it will become narrow and wide at random intervals. On a quick side note, you should never attempt to turn around. If you should ever attempt to turn around, despite the previous warnings, you'll be left on a path which never ends. You would simply run out of fuel eventually and be left to freeze in the cold conditions. On the fourth mile, you will not only see more figures, but you will begin to sense and hear them. In the back of your mind, a very faint, unintelligible whisper will echo. These will come and go, but you can't stop them. If they become bothersome or distracting, try and tune them out by thinking of what it is you desire. Attempting to listen and determine what the voices are saying will only attract them to you, and you want to be far away from them as you can. They'll be closer later, so there's no use bringing them near to you this early. On the fifth mile, you will come to a clearing. The lining of trees to your left will disappear to reveal a lake with no end, with a beaming great moon over the water. The illumination from the moon will be so spectacular that the vehicle's headlights will no longer be required. Restrain yourself from gazing at it though. If you look at its light for even more than a few seconds, the road in front of you will end, throwing your vehicle into the water in which you will freeze in mere minutes. The voices will be gone for this mile, but don't rejoice yet. They will be back. On the sixth mile, take into account that you are more than halfway done. Despite the progress, you may lose hope here. The stars will have disappeared at this point, leaving the sky an empty, black abyss. The clearing will have ended, leading you back into the woods. The only light you will have will be provided by your vehicle's headlights. But they will flicker from time to time, even if you are sure they're in perfect working order. If you have a radio in the vehicle, it will turn on here automatically. There you go, Ty, you can listen to Raining Men now. If you didn't turn it off beforehand, it will produce an overwhelming screech that could send you off the path. A calm voice will begin to speak about your greatest fears. What is your horror in life? It will speak in a way that will cause you to visualize the words in your mind, so don't listen to it. If you begin to comprehend what it's saying, the horrors will prove too much for you to stay on the road safely. Attempting to turn off the radio will prove no use. Speed up if you need to. Just keep your mind off the voice as much as you can. As you approach the end of the mile, the voice will fade out of the speakers, leaving your ears at peace. For now. On the 7th mile, the voices from the figures will return. It won't sound like a whisper this time, but more like a distant scream, growing closer with each second. At some point on this mile, you'll hear one of them in your ear, as if one of them were right behind you. This is because one of the figures have made their way inside your vehicle. Do not turn around. Their faces will shock you to a paralysis, leading you off the road. If you don't draw attention to it, it will become uninterested and hopefully leave. These beings are said to be the ones who have travelled down this road before, but were not successful. They live the remainder of their existence suffering in the darkness, with their only goal being to drag other travellers down with them. It has been said from experience that these beings can't physically harm you, so as long as they don't cause you to wreck, you should be fine. They never said you can't take earplugs. That's a good point. Hey, smart thinking. On the 8th mile, slow down if you're going too fast. The roads here take very sharp turns, which if overshot will throw the vehicle into a pit through the trees. The cold is near fatal here. If you were to have a glass bottle or bottle of liquid, if you were to have a glass or bottle of liquid in your vehicle, it would be solid in seconds. The heating system will have become completely obsolete. Your headlights will flicker more, sometimes shutting off for a few seconds. You should brake if this happens, but do not completely stop. The figures will be following you at this point, and should you stop for too long, they will surround and trap your vehicle. More of their screams can be heard from outside your doors, sometimes even sounding of maniacal laughter. Their hands will claw at your windows, desperate to reach in and feel something living. Do not look at them. They won't block your windshield, and the last thing you want to happen is to crash and be trapped with them. If you don't make it from here, pray that it's the freezing that ends you. On the 9th mile, your vehicle will stall. The headlights will shut off, as will all of the systems inside. There's nothing you can do to prevent this. What you'll need to do is close your eyes and immediately attempt to restart the vehicle. Keep your eyes closed, as the figures will have surely surrounded you at this point. The starting of the vehicle will frighten them, and they will all back away temporarily. This will give you a chance to start moving forwards again. If you begin to hear the windows cracking from their struggle, don't lose focus. The beings can alter the vehicle, but remember that they still do not have the physical strength to affect you. You will hear nothing but their voices rampage in your mind, as there could be anywhere between a dozen or 100 after you now. Once you start the vehicle, floor it. Floor it so long as you can stay on the path. When the mile's done, the beings will retreat. On the 10th miles, the voices of the beings will stop. If you were to look in your rearview mirror, do not actually do this, you will see them following you, but not as if they're chasing. They're watching you, as if seeing you go off. As you go down the 10th mile, the road will become smoother, as if you were back on the 1st mile. The figures will be lining the sides of the path ahead of you. They won't be after you, but they will watch you as you pass. Some have theorized that the beings are impressed here, that you have come all this long way on the journey of what you desire. This is false. They are not impressed, but they are happy. Happy because you are about to approach the next mile. They are happy because you are most likely going to your death. On the 11th and final mile, everything in your vehicle will lose power, as it did on the 9th mile. The vehicle would normally be immobile, but you would still be moving. An unknown force will be pulling you forwards. In the darkness, you will see a glowing red light up ahead, as if it were the end of the tunnel. Close your eyes. Do not cover them. Do whatever it takes to make sure you do not see what you are about to go through. Covering your ears would also be helpful, but keeping your eyes covered should be a priority. Close your eyes and cover them, it said, sorry. The red light is another clearing, but there's no moon or lake this time. Once it's entered, unrelenting and inconceivable noises will sound from all directions. No amount of bravery or conditioning will spare you from these sounds. The cold will turn into a merciless heat, burning all parts of the vehicle. You will feel the illusion of flesh being burnt off your bones, that every part of you is being destroyed as you travel through the screams and audible suffering. As long as you keep your eyes closed and resist the urge to see where you are, you will survive through the suffering. This will last a total of 31 seconds, but many fail to keep their vision closed during the time and are left to worse fates of the road. Where is this mile located? Those who have survived do not know. Some have named it the transmission from hell, but whether it's part of hell is debatable. After the final mile, power will return. Stop the vehicle. Take a moment to possibly regain some of your sanity. Let the screaming in your ears begin to fade out and know that you have nearly completed your journey with the hardest task overcome. Breathe and begin to drive forwards once again. After only a kilometer, your vehicle will arrive at a dead end. Stop here and do not attempt to move again. Nothing will happen right this second, but do not be disappointed. Relax and close your eyes. Imagine in your mind what it is you've desired this whole time. 8-foot tall footer, Burger King, Burger King. 8-foot tall footer and Burger King. It will most likely still be the same as when you entered, but for some this desire may actually change through the journey. Think about what it is that you went through, such terrifying and difficult means to acquire, and imagine possessing it in your hands. Once you've completely visualized this, slowly open your eyes. You will then find yourself at the beginning of the unnamed road, where you first began. This may confuse you, but know that you are finished. Your task is done. Your mind will then turn to your rewards. If what you desired was material, check in the back seat or the trunk if the object is larger. If the object was small enough, it might already be in your pocket. If what you desired was non-material, then do not be disappointed if the change is not immediate. Turn back to where you came from, and you will find in your life that what you wanted is there. You may have found the love of your dreams. You may have gained unimaginable power. You may have put your most hated enemy to the most satisfying revenge possible. You will have no doubt gained what you deserve. So now that the task is done, what's the catch? Is your vehicle cursed? Is there something you're about to lose? Is your death imminent? The answer to all is no. Of course, you've done the challenge. You've proved worthy of what you desire. As stated before, the sounds of the 11th mile will probably continue to exist in your mind, potentially causing you some vivid and unusual nightmares, but these should prove as nothing compared to what you've gained. Now, one last question. Is there something else you desired? Are you not yet satisfied? After all, you're left right back where you started. The road's right in front of you. So, are you up for another drive? If so, buckle up and just move forwards. Butter up, buttercup. Buckle up, buttercup. We're going for another ride. Hell yeah. That's better than I thought it would be. What do you mean continue to the next part? Oh, it's the next story. That was cool. I like that. That was I think that's the best one we've read tonight, actually. I think I like that more than No End House. I fuck with that. I do like Ritual Pastors quite a lot, to be fair. Yeah, that was fun. Buckle up, buttercup. There's this one person in the comments of this just saying, I'd wish for my K-pop ships to be real. I want K-pop ships. I want my K-pop bisexual ships to be real. What the fuck? Someone's really obsessed with their fucking characters, their K-pop idols. Do it like 30 times. I mean, if you've done it once, who's to say you can't do it again? What do you see if you desire anime, man? I love that. That's awesome. Yeah, that was probably the best thing that we read today. That was the best thing that we read today. I think that was pretty good, actually. Is it the best thing I've ever read in my life? Absolutely not. But was it fun? Yeah. It was fun. I love the concept. I really like the concept. You know, simple. And you know what else I really like? There's no catch at the end. You've done the challenge. You've done what you did the thing to get what you wanted. There is no catch. You might have a couple nightmares because of what you've seen and been through, but other than that, no catch. I really like that. Probably easier the more you do it. Yeah, probably because you'd build up a natural resilience to those things, I guess. It would still be scary. It would still be fucking painful going through that 11th mile of basically feeling basically in an oven. Your car becomes an oven in a way. You know, you feel your flesh melting off your bones. That would be agonizing. It would be absolutely like terrible to go through. But the more you do it, the easier it would probably become, though. You'd become stronger, more resilient, more worthy of whatever other things you'd want. I really like that. I love the concept of it. I really fuck with that. That actually quite lived up to 13-year-old me's love for the story. I really like that. That was really cool. That was so much fun. I love that. Oh, there's loads of these on this one. How to play hide and seek alone, the midnight game, the staircase ritual, Bloody Mary history, Bloody Mary ritual, Baby Blue, Lightless City, the elevator ritual, the sound of silence, musical chairs alone, the Raven Man, Channel Infinity, cigarettes, Mirror World, Tamino's Hell, the Devil game, how to speak to dead, how to become a vampire, the game, a simple demonic ritual, an alternate soul. There's loads of these. Three Kings, I remember that one. Oh, we might have to... You know what I think I might do then? I think what I might do is after we've finished our 2 stories for the day, or after we finished our stories for today, I think we might read a ritual pasta as a bonus story. Because I remember the midnight game being really fun. I like the concept of the midnight game. Hide and seek alone is I remember that one as well. Like you basically you invite a spirit into the house, and it possesses like a doll or a teddy bear or something, and you basically have to play hide and seek with it, kind of like Chucky, but I think it's a bit more like supernatural rather than a thing just coming around and fucking trying to find you. I don't remember the staircase one. Bloody Mary's like historical. Let's be real. The elevator ritual, can't quite remember that one. The Raven Man. Tamino's Hell, I remember that one. I think that was like a poem that said to induce sickness and awfulness into your life. The Three Kings ritual, I feel like I remember that one a bit. It was very complex though. Dark Reflection ritual, I think that has something to do with a mirror, that one. The Boogeyman. This is very fun. That's very fun. Might take a look at reading some of these other creepypasta rituals. That seems like fun. Like as a little bonus like thing at the end of the once we finished our main few stories. That was fun. And you know what? That took way less time than I actually thought as well. How are we feeling after that one? I actually genuinely I think that 11 miles out of No End House and Eyeless Jack, 11 miles was the best one we read today. That one, I really like that. I actually really like that one. How to become a vampire? You know, I'm curious actually. I wanna how to become a vampire. How long is this one? Oh, this one's tiny. Here you go, Ty. I'll read you how to become a vampire. This will make you a vampire. This is how I became a vampire. It's how I know it works. Say this 10 times at night. Blood red, pale skin, moonlight draws me in. Quench my thirst, coursing veins, let my body feel no pain. Remember, say it 10 times. Don't forget it. After you say it, you'll be dizzy. And when after you're dizzy, you'll feel... Sorry, oh God, this is... These have to be like copied and pasted from different people because after you say you will be dizzy, and when after you're dizzy, you're really energetic. Side effects: fangs, not sharp but long. You can run faster. Blood cravings, in brackets and in capitals, A lot. Sun is hotter than normal. Better feelings. The fuck does that mean? Head, stomach aches, and maybe teeth aches. Hope it works. Wonderful. There you go, Ty. Now you can have the skin of a killer. Oh, there you go. No, my throat might hurt. No. I'll skip this one. That's awesome. Guys, I say it 10 times a night. Blood red, pale skin, moonlight draw me in. Quench my thirst causing veins. Let my body feel no pain. Say it 10 times, don't forget it. Oh my god. Absolute cinema. Best thing we've read tonight. Oh my good god. Jesus Christ. Oh, Lord above. That was fun. Okay. So, the Midnight Game. I'm very curious on this one. Well, this one's pretty short as well. Should we read the Midnight Game? Actually, these are really short. There's like a couple bonus like little stories. Okay. This one's really small as well. Should we read it, the Midnight Game? I feel like I remember this one. I remember the concept of it feeling pretty spooky. Here you go, let's do it. Why not? It's only short. It's not as short as the vampire one, but... The Midnight Game is an old pagan ritual used mainly as punishment for those who have broken the laws of the pagan religion in question. While it was mainly used as a scare tactic to not disobey the gods, there is still a very existent... What? Oh, there is still a very existent chance of death to those who play the Midnight Game. There is an even higher chance of permanent mental scarring. It is highly recommended that you do not play the Midnight Game! However, for those few thrill seekers searching for a rush, or for those delving into obscure occult rituals, there are simple instructions on how to play. Do so at your own risk. Warning, I have played this game, people have died! Do not play this game, he will always be watching! Wonderful. This is a summoning one, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. Okay, here we go. Instructions, prerequisites. It must be exactly 12 a.m. Don't forget it! You gotta survive until like 3:33 a.m. with the Midnight Man. Yeah, I feel like I remember it. I think the concept was really engaging to me as like a little edgy 13-year-old. I think I remember seeing like a like some sort of edited animation of someone like, I think obviously it wasn't real. It could have been real, of like this like tall lanky like silhouette of a man with like just these glowing like glowing white eyes, just like kind of stalking this person across. And I remember there being something about a salt circle that you can hide in the ritual, and the person holding the camera, he falls back into the salt circle, and he's like looks down, he's broken it with his foot when he fell into it, and then there's like a jump scare. It was actually a really cool little animation. It was really fun. The Midnight Man oh, it's a film? Of course it's a fucking film. Bet it's shit. Instructions, prerequisites. It must be exactly 12 a.m. when you begin performing the ritual, otherwise it will not work. Materials, you will need a candle, a piece of paper, a writing implement, matches or a lighter, salt, a wooden door, and at least one drop of your own blood. If you are playing with multiple people, they will need their own of the aforementioned materials, and they will have to perform the steps below accordingly. Now, they said Russian roulette was dangerous too, but 5 out of 6 scientists say it's harmless. Step 1. Write your full name, first, middle, and last, on a piece of paper. Put at least one drop of blood on the paper. Allow it to soak into the paper. Turn off all the lights in the place you are doing this in. Go to the wooden door and place the paper with your name on it in front of the door. Now take out the candle and light it. Place it on top of the paper. Knock on the door 22 times. The hour must be 12 a.m. upon the final knock. Then, Open the door, blow out the candle, and close the door. You have just allowed the Midnight Man to enter the house. Step 4. Immediately relight your candle. This is where the game begins. You must now lurk around your completely dark house with a lit candle in your hand. Your goal is to avoid the Midnight Man at all costs, until 3:33 a.m. Should your candle ever go out, that means the Midnight Man is near you. You must relight your candle in the next 10 seconds. If you are not successful in doing this, you must then immediately surround yourself with a salt circle. If you are unsuccessful in both of your actions, the Midnight Man will create a hallucination of your greatest fear and rip out your organs one by one. You will feel it, but you will be unable to react. If you are successful in creating a circle of salt, you must remain in there until 3:33 a.m. If you are successful in relighting your candle, you may proceed with the game. You must continue to 3:33 a.m. without being attacked by the Midnight Man or being trapped inside the salt circle to win the midnight game. The Midnight Man will leave your house at 3:33 a.m. and you'll be safe to proceed with your morning. Addition. Indications that you are near the Midnight Man will include sudden drop in temperature, seeing a pure black humanoid figure through the darkness, and hearing very soft whisperings coming from an indiscernible source. If you experience any of these, it is advised that you leave the area to avoid the Midnight Man. God, it's like playing fucking Phasmo, isn't it? Do not turn on any lights during the midnight game. Do not use a flashlight during the midnight game. Do not sleep during the midnight game. Do not attempt to use another person's blood on your name. Do not use a lighter as a substitute for a candle. It will not work. And definitely do not attempt to provoke the Midnight Man in any way. Even when the game is over, he will always be watching you. Good luck. You are going to need it. First comment, none of this shit is fucking real. Fucking idiot. Doy. I think I'm going to scare him away with a fanfiction of smut I read. Also, I have tea, so stay away. Very funny. You had me with the fanfiction call. Yeah, just read a Sam X Frodo fanfiction. That'll keep the Midnight Men away. That'll spook him off. Yeah, that's fun. Again, I feel like the 11 Miles ritual story is way more fun. You wouldn't know you're in the van. Yeah, exactly. I'd be sat in the van. It'd be Ty having to deal with him. That feels like a cool I mean, imagine that as like a Phasmo creature or something like that. The Midnight Man. Wouldn't that be funky? Yeah, that was fun. That was very fun. Again, I feel like 11 Miles is the most interesting one, probably because of how in depth it is of everything that happens. Very fun though. Yeah, very cool, very fun. Okay. It is 9 p.m. That was fun. That was a lot of fun. I'm really happy with that for a first Matturos Spooky Bonanza stream. I'm really happy with that. So, tomorrow we do have 2 more stories lined up on this epic adventure. Tomorrow we have Feed the Pig, which is our good story, and Sonic.exe. I think, judging by the name, you can tell that Sonic.exe is going to be the terrible one. And I do have a drinking game for that one. We drink for every single reference that is made. There is a lot of reference to random video game shit in that one, and it's going to be fucking awesome. It's going to be fucking epic. No, yeah, I'm really excited to read Feed the Pig. I remember listening to that one quite a while ago, and yeah, that one was awesome. I remember that one was so cool. But yeah, alright. But yeah, okay. So, thoughts on today? You know, what was the best thing that we read today? Genuine question in the chat. What was the best thing that we read today? Unironic, in terms of being a genuinely good short horror story, good short scary story. What do we think? What was the best one? Pig brother, may I have some oats? I want to play the diner. Okay. The tall, skinny figure has thrown the oats at me. At me, brother! I love that one. No, Feed the Pig, I think you know what, let me see if I can find it quickly. Let me see if I can pull it up. And I'll see if I can get the summary up. I remember really liking Feed the Pig. I like the message behind it as well. 11 Miles was definitely the best thing we read today. Definitely. Feed the Pig. Creepypasta. I think it's a creepypasta. Or it might be a no sleep story. Can I find it on the creepypasta wiki? Will I have it on then? Oh, okay. I mean, it's straight up on the wiki. Okay, sweet. Is there no, like, summary of the story, though? Okay, let me see if I can find a story. I read this a while ago. It's very gruesome. It's also, however, brilliant. Enjoy the story. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a no-sleep horror story. A lot of people say this is their favorite one. I know, I wasn't paying attention. I was more focused on making a village of Monopoly on the Minecraft server. Yeah, no, I need to. I need to get a PS5. I should be getting one soon. What's this comment? I tried to read it twice and had to quit halfway through twice before succeeding a third time. I genuinely regret it. The raw hopelessness and disgust I felt while reading this is enough to stop me from ever attempting to commit suicide ever. This is a great anti-suicide ad for anyone suffering. Oh, really? Jesus. What, just by fucking spooking them? Okay, well, there you go. There's your content warning for tomorrow night. There you go. So, if you're struggling with that sort of stuff, maybe it isn't the story for you. But if you're brave enough to feed the pig, then I will see you tomorrow night with that one. Like I said, I remember listening to it being read, and I thought it was really, really amazing how grotesque and gruesome it is. It really makes you feel squeamish. And there was one line that I remember really, really distinctly in my mind. And I'm not going to say what the line was because it might be a spoiler as to what happens. But yeah, it's gonna. I'm really excited to read it tomorrow. It is going to be genuinely grotesque. So just a warning for that. It'll probably be a bit of a more serious story, that one. But yeah, I'm really excited to read Feed the Pig tomorrow and Sonic.exe. Oh, sorry, Dennis. You missed all the readings. Sorry, Dennis. We read quite a lot today, actually. So, but yeah, no, I'm really excited to read Feed the Pig tomorrow. And Sonic.exe is obviously, I mean, the name should speak for itself, no? So, yeah, there you go. I'm missing because of the tomfoolery tomorrow, and I doubt it will fix anything, to be honest. I think a lot of people. I mean, I remember when I was looking at comments on the original thing that I read it on. A lot of people were like, it scares you out of it because of how just like terrifying the concept of it is. But yeah, no, I mean, hey, tomfoolery tomorrow. Have fun though, Bjorn, dude. Have great fun. And then, yeah, Sonic.exe, which is... Sonic.exe is very interesting. Purely because of the creator. The creator for it is the most butthurt motherfucker I have ever met. He is so... I've never met him, by the way, but like 7.90 out of 10? Oh my good god, I'm never trusting any ratings from the fucking creepypasta website. Jesus Christ. Yeah, the author of it is the most up his own ass dude ever. Like, he thinks that Sonic.exe is the best piece of fiction ever written. Unironically. I remember when it got taken down off the creepypasta website, he was livid. He was livid. Oh, man. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Despite its massive following and status as a common theme for fan art on sites like DeviantArt, the original creepypasta of Sonic.exe was removed from the site when it was deemed to be low quality and criticized for having too many cliches. Creator JC the Hyena was less than impressed with the removal, announcing it on his blog post on the 14th of January 2014. His subsequent reaction was to this removal was which involved trying to get fans to protest to have it reinstated on the site and blocking people who leveled any negativity and comments in the direction that was criticized. The creator later apologized for his reaction and in 2017 posted a complete remake of the story. The reincarnation begins the exact same way, but with more explicitly, but now more explicitly identifies the Sonic.exe character as an eldritch abomination. I don't think that makes it any better, Chief. Oh god. I mean, why would you... Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. I know there are a lot of cliches with this one, like the hyper-realistic blood and like the I am God type of lines and stuff like that. I also remember there being a plushie at some point in this story. Yeah. I'm surprised this is somehow still on the creepypasta website. I'm really surprised. Oh my god. A guy with red eyes and a laugh of fictional strengths that would never even translate to real power. Ooh, scary. I think Herobrine is 100 times better than Sonic.exe stuff. I mean, I think with Herobrine, what made it, especially back in like the early days when you're a kid and you hear a Herobrine, what made Herobrine scary is the fact that he doesn't actually come out and attack you, or that wasn't explicitly stated, and that I think in those early days of Minecraft, I mean, this was before like everyone was playing Minecraft with their friends. Old Minecraft felt very, I guess, liminal in a way, which gave you the slight feeling of being watched, and so Herobrine put more of a like figure or a face to that whole feeling of being watched. Which is why I think a lot of people latched onto Herobrine really well and went running. Also, it was really nice that Mojang themselves, like on the changelog for Minecraft, would say removed Herobrine in every changelog, which was really fun that they were kind of in on it as well. Some games of Sonic.exe are good, unironically, but like the general stupidness is dumb. No, yeah, I think the game's okay. The game's, I mean, it's it's a game based on fucking Sonic.exe. It's not that good, but like, I mean, it's better than the actual story, that's for sure. Oh god, that was a fucking voice crack, wasn't it? Oh, the Tails plush? Oh no, that's Tails doll, dude. Oh, we might have to read Tails doll. We gotta read Tails doll. Oh my god, yes, we gotta read Tails doll. We absolutely have to read Tails doll. Oh my good lord. Oh my god. Oh. Okay. Alright, so we got our stories ready for tomorrow. I think we might have to read Tales Doll tomorrow as well. I know there's quite a few Tales Doll creepypasta actually. We're gonna have a good lap at these ones. Alright. I remember I actually used to be scared of Tales Doll when I was a kid. It was all the images. It was all the images. They look pretty spooky. I will say the fan base made some good fucking artwork, man. The fan base made some good fucking artwork, I'll tell you that. I can't actually find any Tales Doll stories. There's gotta be some, no? Okay. Oh, this has gotta be fucking bad. Jesus, longer than I thought. Okay, alright, I think I found it. I think I found a great one. And the last line says, I lived my way back home with the chainsaw and told my siblings an unbelievable story. This is gonna be gold. Tomorrow's gonna be fucking awesome. Oh my god, I cannot wait to read this shit tomorrow. This shit's gonna be fucking amazing. Oh my good god. Oh my good god. Okay, we got... I'm so excited. Oh my good god. I'm so excited to do this tomorrow. This is going to be fucking amazing. So we got 3 stories lined up tomorrow. We got Feed the Pig, which is our good one. I'm really excited for that one. Genuinely going to be a genuine spooky story. Sonic.exe and A Close Encounter with the Tales Doll. Yes! Yes, absolutely yes. Oh my god, this is going to be fucking amazing. This is going to be so good. Okay. Also, I've been seeing comments in the chat about Minecraft and stuff, and I was genuinely curious. Would you guys be interested in a Minecraft realm for the channel? Because if you guys are, it's relatively cheap to run a Minecraft realm. If people will genuinely play it, then I will make a Minecraft realm for you guys. If there's any way for me to moderate it and I'll just sit in creative and watch you guys fucking... watch you guys go around and fucking fight each other or whatever and do your jam. I'm very curious. I will pay for a realm and for you guys to hang around with. Also for more... player or viewer interaction, I'll put a couple of well, if you guys would want, I can put a couple add-ons in there as well, or we can go vanilla. But yeah, no, let me know. I won't be setting that up tonight, but no, I can't do a Java server because I don't have PC, so it would have to be a realm. Because I'm not a fucking PC master race dude. I ain't got the money for that shit. It would have to be a realm. I've got no choice. But yeah, no, if you guys would be interested in that, then... yeah. I'll let you guys run around in fucking survival, and I don't know, I'll just watch you guys play. I don't like Bedrock because the villagers... well, womp womp. Womp womp. I'm not buying a PC just for you guys. Dennis, I can't do Java because I don't have a fucking PC. I don't have a £700 PC, and I ain't buying a £700 PC. Also, if it's going to be connected to my channel, I'd rather I be the moderator of it, you know? So... It's either a realm or not. Dennis, I can't do anything but a fucking realm. You're not getting it straight, dude. I can't do a fucking Java server because I don't have Java. Because I don't have a £700 PC and I ain't buying a PC. Yeah, but I won't be able to host it off of a PlayStation. That's the thing. I can't host it off of a PlayStation 4. Ugh. Oh man, I've got a snotty nose. I mean, if there's also the thing where if Bjorn sets up the server, because I trust you, Bjorn, where if Bjorn sets up the server, if Bjorn sets up the server, then like no one has to pay for it. Then that would probably work out pretty well for everyone, as long as we can all access it whenever we'd like. You know, so that Bjorn doesn't have to be on for us all to play. That's the only thing I'm thinking of, so that, like, while I'm offline... Because a lot of it, we're all in different time zones, a lot of us, anyway. So... the only people I would want moderator on the server would be my actual moderators in the Discord and in the live chats as well. Oh no, what I'll do is me and Bjorn will probably discuss it outside of the live stream, and then yeah, we'll go from there or whatever. But other than that, thank you guys very much for joining today's stream. I hope you guys have a great and wonderful evening, and I hope you guys have had an amazing time. I had a really good time reading these stories tonight. So, thank you guys for joining. Bjorn, I'll message you and we'll discuss setting up a Minecraft server for the Discord server. And yeah. I can start like Friday, I'm pretty sure Friday's good. Friday.